Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. And purposely, you know what I'm saying, I didn't want to get up for the cameras. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to look as, you know, in my most rarest form. You know what I'm saying? Like, if right now, if you got some earmuffs, or if you playing this around some children, you might want to go ahead and put them earmuffs in.
When I was a casual, I thought as a casual, I spoke like a casual, and I looked at boxing like a casual. But when I became a hardcore, I put away all those casual things. This is Michael Rogers, and welcome to Bodywork Boxing.
You know what I'm saying? Because what I want to talk about is the puppet master himself. And how he has the whole world fooled. But not me. And see, one of the things is I always try to be one of them people that I always give the boxers credit for what they do. You know what I'm saying? Because I always want to say, you know what? You're a boxer. You live a hard lifestyle. Don't know what you've been through, but I know how you get it. But also what I am is I'm a man of my people. You know what I'm saying? I serve the country. I didn't serve the country to go serve whoever you think was actually controlling the military. When I was 17, I went to the military. And I served the country for the greater good. I was young and I was naive and I learned a lot of stuff. If I can go back and do it again, would I? Who the fuck knows? But let's talk about the puppet master. Because here recently, the puppet master, Mr. Terrence Bud Crawford himself, just came out. He filed a little lawsuit, you know, included racial bias and breach of contract and all this legal jargon, you know. But I want to rewind just before the lawsuit was filed. I want to rewind to everything that was going on, right? Because Bud Crawford and his fans was running around talking about Errol Spence was running and ducking and dodging, right? Question number one, where was this same energy when Canelo Alvarez was getting ready to fight Billy Joe Saunders and he had already offered Caleb Plant an offer a couple times? And Caleb Plant was like, nah, you're not going to give me no short camp, you're not going to do that. Not saying that that's what Errol was doing to you, but Errol was saying if you want to skip the line, you can take 60-40 or shut the fuck up and get to the back of the line. Because I got shit I want to do. I know you got Undisputed down there, but hey, we up at another level. And right now I got two of them things. I'm about to try to get the third one and the fourth one because I'm trying to get Undisputed. What was this energy last year when we was about to, when Canelo Alvarez was facing Billy Joe Saunders and everybody was shitting on Caleb Plant and talking all this bad shit to Caleb Plant and saying, oh man, you don't want it. And everybody had all the energy in the world for Canelo Alvarez. Now this man Errol Spence got a whole motherfucking fight on deck to get the third piece of the puzzle. And he wants to get Undisputed. And everybody saying, oh, he running from Bud. Truth be told, Bud's first fight up at 147, he got a belt from Horn. Truth be told, what the fuck has he done since then? But polarize the people. This is one of the worst kind of people that you can ever have, you know what I'm saying, in your camp, you know what I'm saying? And I'm almost ashamed to say that he's like one of us. Why? Because just like some motherfucking fools, you got a whole community of people. And I'm not affiliated with it. I fuck with some of them, but I'm not affiliated with nobody. And they up there riding for you. They doing all this dick sucking, cock gobbling, you know what I'm saying? They numbing their throat for you, taking up for you, saying that they hope you win. I don't motherfucking hope you win. I hope you lose. Why? Because you like one of them badass kids in school when you was at the babysitter. You know what I'm saying? You running around, you biting and you scratching other motherfuckers, but when the babysitter grab a hold of your ass, then you want all the kids to cry and be like, no, he didn't do it and stick up for you. Fuck that. I'm not gonna ride for you. I'm not gonna ride for you because it's cool when Errol Spence is trying to do what he been said he was gonna do. He said, I'm gonna clean up all of my side of the street and I'm gonna come see about you. It was cool. It was cool to have all your people running around doing all this slander on Spence. We ain't heard shit from Spence. Last thing we know, he got a fight on deck. But you got all your people running around, oh no, it's Spence, and he's stuck in Bud. And at first it was, he had to fight Boots or Errol or Bud, and he's in between a rock and a hard place and all this dumb shit. Just let him run with it. But that was supposed to be your brother. And all this shit about how y'all don't talk and all this. Spence went on barbershop conversations. I can pull it up. And he said that y'all talked at least twice before on the phone. But you all out in the ocean. You all down there in Atlanta. Acting like you looking for the big fish. You in every aquarium across the country talking about a big fish instead of doing what you know to do. Only to come around and file a lawsuit. And you trick these people who like to call people monkeys, but their dumbasses was stupid enough to wind up in a motherfucking cage in federal penitentiary. They sit up here and call black people monkeys all the time. But you had them. You had them backing you. You had them coming back and holding your coattails and saying, oh man, doing all this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, all this shucking and jiving for Bud. I'm like, who the fuck is Bud now? He was just shitting on Spence, who chasing legacy. You might have fooled everybody else, but we already know. Some of us already know. You feel like you done did everything you needed to do at 140 and everybody need to kiss your ass. Well, welcome, partner. You at 147 and for real, you ain't really did shit. Truth be told, you fought a Sean Porter that was 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And the best card in the game is the person that gets over when you least expect it. Nobody expected Sean Porter to go in that fight with 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You got him out of there, but he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. His father had already said that he was going to throw in the towel before they had already talked about who goes in the camp like that. And you got all these motherfuckers riding for you and I don't know what the fuck they throating you and shit. I guess content is at an all-time low. But I had been talking about Bud and the character that you are because you changed more than the weather. And like where I grew up at, we didn't trust motherfuckers like you. One day you hot, one day you cold, one day Spence needs you, one day he don't. Who the fuck are you? We talking about 147. I want to ask a question. When you was down there at 140, who put up such a fight or who put up so much shenanigans against your bullshit when you was down there at 140 and you went undisputed? Who got in your way? Who posed as your arch nemesis? Nobody. Why? Because the elite of the elite, you didn't really fight. You fought, you did your thing. Nobody take no credit away from that. But you acting like a bitch when it come to 147. And now you got all these people. You got all these people that's supposed to be riding for Errol and what he trying to do. Because Errol is on the quest for undisputed. And I keep saying this. Undisputed does not rely on who holds the belt. It's all about the belts. That man Ben had a goal. He got in an accident. You had your whole people going out there talking about, oh, he a whole motherfucking alcoholic. He got in an accident one time and now he's a lifelong alcoholic. Canelo Alvarez cheated one time. Is he a lifelong PED user? But your team ride harder on your brother man, who represents your biggest payday harder than anybody else. And everybody ride with it. I don't know who, like that's what I said, man. You gotta be careful with people who ride for Bud. Now I respect the man for what he do inside the ring, but outside the ring, I don't give a fuck. I don't know where you from. You ain't the illest nigga in Nebraska. You ain't got that C19. the same time, you got a whole community riding for you. They doing so much shucking and jiving. Meanwhile, Spence got a fight going on. Ain't nobody covering Ugas. Ain't nobody talking to nobody in Ugas camp. Ain't nobody talking to Spence and what he got going on. Ain't nobody checking for nothing. They stuck up your ass in some lawsuit against Bob. Somebody who you said couldn't get you the deal. Somebody who you was on record saying, oh, he got a good heart. Meanwhile, Spence had been playing chess. That's why he quiet now. Spence like 4 steps ahead of you. He been said blame Bob, and now you got a lawsuit. Eureka! I don't know who raised you, bruh. I don't know who raised you. Yeah, I know you from Nebraska. I passed through. I used to be a truck driver, and I was in the military. I've been all up and through there, but I don't know what kind of people you are. I see them, and I stay far away from them. Why? Because your inconsistencies, your wishy-washiness, you know what I'm saying? These the same people that got Marcus Garvey set up. These the same people that got Malcolm set up. The same people who got Martin fucked up. But you got all these black people ready to ride for you. So now it's a fake-ass black code. So now everybody's supposed to just run down and ride on Tim Bradley. Because he said, hey, Bob never treated me like that. What if Bob never treated him like that? What if? What if Bob never treated Tim Bradley like that? He's speaking his truth. But you got people that want to come on there who got caught in the cage talking about coon this, monkey that, all this dumbass shit over Tim Bradley speaking his truth. So now we supposed to put on the cape for Bud? He been putting up all this bullshit. 1 minute, oh, I don't need Spence. Oh, that fight's behind me. You was on Akin Barak, man. You got so much shit talking about how you don't want to fight. Spence ain't never said he ain't want to fight. Oh, but the black code don't apply when you want to talk about Spence, your brother, somebody who's supposed to look like you. But then everybody's supposed to have your back. When you go talking about Bob Arum, who we already know his history, but you resigned to him. You was ye faithful. Because he kept cutting that check. And you was happy to fight whoever they put in front of you. Meanwhile, people like Tank, who follow Floyd Mayweather, get shit on every day. But then you get a scapegoat for resigning with Bob, who now you're revealing has a racial bias. Make that make sense, partner. People like Terrence Bud Crawford, man, they are the absolute worst kind of people that you can be around. Why? Because even after the lawsuit, you got Bernie coming on there, and I don't know what triggered Bernie to be talking about all this fuck Errol Spence and he a bitch and all that. I don't use the N word or the B word. But Bernie was on there talking about fuck Errol Spence and just talking bullshit that he didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about. But it's okay. See, it's just like when the police come in the hood, right, and they start taking out, you know, young black brothers, right? The whole black community is supposed to ride, right? But when the black brother is actually inflicting harm and danger upon himself, everybody's supposed to stay silent, right? So you got Bernie coming on the Boxing Voice, talking all this bullshit about Spence, calling him a bitch and all this. Meanwhile, while you got a lawsuit saying that Bob was the one that prevented the fight, and everybody's supposed to be on the black code. I call that pseudo, sir. And I don't give a fuck about Bud. I don't give a fuck about what he stand for. I don't give a fuck about nobody that represent him. I don't give a fuck about anybody that's going up against Spence who turning cold and shucking and jiving and trying to say, I hope that motherfucker don't win shit. He's the worst kind. And if it's supposed to be a code, it's supposed to be a uniform code. You can't be on code one day and then off code the next day. Oh, but you can shit on your brother, man. But then we all supposed to ride when it comes down to the other man. What the fuck out of here, man. Ain't no motherfucking black code. And I don't give a fuck about no lawsuit. And I hope he motherfucking lose. And I be damn sure that when he get in the ring with Spence, you know what's gonna happen? If Spence is able to get past Ugas, and I respect Ugas, and I like Ugas as a fighter, that's another brother that's getting slighted by all this bullshit you doing. So two brothers can get their own light, and they gotta fight, and we supposed to be boxing fans, catering to the attention of the boxing situation that's going on with a fight on deck. Nobody's covering that, but they stuck up Bud's ass in litigation. I don't give a fuck about Bud. Anybody got a problem with it? I don't give a fuck. Say my name. Body work.
All right, I believe you, but my tummy don't. Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
My word, and I do what I do. He knows what I'm about to tell him right now. It's Mr. Keep running your mouth. That's what I do.
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter. Inside, outside, I can just fight. So I just feel like if it gets down to the wire, and we gotta lock it up, I'm out on top.
Hey, look, as you can see how I'm looking, I stay solid. I'm always solid. I stay fuck solid up, man. You know what I'm saying? To the fans and all that.
You jump outside the ring. I'm a fighter. Like I said before, ain't no safety on the clock, so